We are at York Redoubt National Historic Site. This was a fortification and a gun battery that was built in 1793 by the British to fight the French. Over the years, the fortress and the gun batteries have been reconstructed as the technologies advanced. It was used as a military barracks for housing soldiers before they got shipped off overseas during World War I. And during World War II, it was also a command post for various things, as well as anti-submarine defense line, as there was a submarine net stretching from here to McNabb's Island, which can be seen from here, to catch any of the German submarines that were trying to enter. One of Jessica's clients at the hair salon she works at is a history enthusiast, and he gave us some envelopes that contain information about this place, and we're gonna go around and find the remnants of the old buildings that used to be here and see what's in those buildings, and we'll see what's in those envelopes. So this should be exciting. Let's go.
So we're opening part one. And what do we have here? A map. And where will we be going? The submarine mining observation station and the searchlight emplacement.
Perfect. We'll walk around this part here first to show some of the views, overviewing, and why this place was built here. It's because of its position on top of a hill overlooking the entrance and the narrowest point entrance into the Halifax harbor, which is a perfect place for a gun battery as well as the anti-submarine netting. Okay, so here's the view of the fortifications and where the old gun batteries used to be, overlooking the entrance into the Halifax harbor. We'll go over there and get a better view. And the old cannons, or some of them that are just lying over here. I'll zoom in on that. And now we'll walk the old fortification and take a look over the overview of the harbor. Okay, we are at the top of the wall where the fortification is and the gun positions. So there is a gun over there, another one there, and a bunch more that way. And as well as they're looking out into the entrance of the harbor. It's a little overgrown, but there is a clearing over that way. We'll head there, and then we'll start looking into what's in those envelopes and find the maps. As well, there's all sorts of buildings, mostly boarded up and closed. There are signs that say what they are. There is quite a bit of them, so we'll explore some of that, as well as this sort of scavenger hunt that Jessica's client gave her. Exciting. It's also very cold. It's like -10 and windy. You're cold?
It's freezing!
Okay, so now there is some clearing here where the trees aren't growing, and you can see the narrow point in the harbor entrance, and over there that's the McNabb's Island lighthouse, and this stretch is where the net used to go across underwater to prevent any submarines from sneaking into the harbor, which is over that way. And the entrance into the harbor, that's where the Atlantic Ocean is. So it's a perfect place to have these guns over here, and as well as this one, perfectly aimed at any ships that would be incoming. Now we're gonna go check out the first location on the map, which is
Map.
okay, what's the first location?
Submarine mining observation station.
So I've explored a lot of this stuff before in my previous times coming. I've been here multiple times. This is a great place to come to watch the moonrise. Sometimes it lines up with the lighthouse and it's beautiful lining up over there, unobstructed view. So we'll go down. We have to go down where that building is over there, and I think that might be our first location actually. So let's go. Another good view of the island of McNabbs and the lighthouse there, and a bench to look out. Yeah, this is why it's a nice place to come. Look at the ocean, look at the views, and mostly this is used for people walking their dogs. Not too many here now, maybe because it's too cold for them. And then another overview of the guns looking out into the narrow part of the harbor entrance. Okay, so now we'll be exiting through this passageway that takes us out of the main fortification, and then down below the fortification where there is a lot of the buildings and support structures, which is what we're going to be seeing and seeing what's in there. Right, so we're following this path along the fortification walls, and we're coming up upon our first building. We'll verify with the map if this is the one or not, and we'll head inside of it if it's the correct one. Upon checking the map, that was not the building on the map, so I got us to the correct location now. We had to climb down, not an easy climb, as you can see. I wasn't able to record climbing down since it was very steep and I needed both hands. Couldn't really hold the camera, but now we should be able to find the correct location on the map. Jessica is already finding some interesting stuff over here.
This coil's growing into the tree.
Okay, we'll try to find the correct location and then record back from there. I gotta put my glove back on as it's very cold. Okay, so this is really cool. Even though I've been here multiple times, I never knew stuff like this existed because it is a very steep climb down here and with the snow and ice. But here it is. We made it to our first map location. Oh, that looks so cool, and it's intact. So I guess we'll go in there.
No.
We don't go in.
We can't go in there yet. We have to open part 2.
Okay. Open part 2.
Okay. Once we get to the location, we have to open part 2 for the quest. We were not allowed to open part 2 yet.
Okay, so we got to the location and Jessica's gonna open part 2 and we'll see what it shows in there.
Oh. What do we have here?
Submarine mining observation post. I won't read the whole thing, I'll just get it on video and then we'll read it and then follow the instructions. Okay, we'll take a read and look. Okay, so there wasn't anything in those instructions that no treasure located or indicated there. So we'll go inside and check out what's in there. I've never been there. This is exciting. Probably should have brought a flashlight because I think it's going to be very dark. Hopefully this camera is recording this, which I think it is. I'm using the Olympus EM10 Mark IV instead of the GoPro because I think this will do a better job inside these low light situations.
Oh my god!
And wow, this is really cool. And it makes sense that this is here because, yeah, then I'll try to zoom in on that lighthouse over there. So someone would be stationed here, likely assigned to look for incoming submarines.
It's still growing.
Or, as it said in those instructions and notes, most likely this was used for a searchlight. Okay, great. We will check this out a bit further. and then we're gonna go to location number 2, and I'll record once we get there if we find it. We will find it though. Okay. So looking at the map, I found the location. Well, I didn't find the second location, but it's a searchlight location, but it's all the way down the cliff. So we have to make it all the way down there somehow. And it is snowy and icy. So we'll see how that works.
It's
so
way steeper than it looks.
We made some of the way down, but we still have a long way to go. Nice view though, unless we slide down this hill all the way into the ocean. So I probably won't record us going down just because it's too difficult holding a camera and climbing down the ice, but we should be able to make it. Okay, we're still making our way down, but the view is amazing here. The lighthouse is visible. We still have a bit of a way to climb down until the end, but we will do it. We're almost there. Almost there. Okay, we keep climbing down. Good news, made it all the way down. We're at the ocean level. And again, nice views from here. We'll just get the lighthouse in view here. Good. Okay, and our location, you found it?
No.
Oh, this is interesting. A marker of some sort.
What's that?
I'm not sure. So we'll check this out, and then our location should just be up ahead over here. Okay, we found location number 2. It has a bunch of trees that fell over it, but looks like the exit or the entrance to it is still doable. So we're gonna see if we can take these stairs right in there. Oh yeah, that's really cool. Okay, I'll
Bones.
You found bones
Bones.
of human?
At the top of the stairs.
I'll come check them out later. I'm gonna keep going in here. Okay. It's very dark in this structure. I believe it said on the map this was a searchlight operation. I don't think this camera can capture it, but it's essentially just a concrete room with a lot of echo. Doesn't seem like there's much left in here. I guess Jessica will come with a phone light.
It's a dungeon. Look.
Yeah, okay. And that's a flag, or what is that? What's that hanging thing on the wall?
Spider-Man?
All right, Spider-Man's cave. We found where he lives. Okay, we will read what it says about this structure, and then I'll get a video of the bones that Jessica found at the top of the ladder, or if you can even call it.
Some type of cloth is hanging from here. Old cloth, old yarn. Someone was hanging his clothes up there. Wow.
And here's the video of the bones at the top of the stairs that lead down into that little bunker thing. I'm not sure what kind of bones they are, who they belong to. So that marker that we found earlier, which is in this video, there is actually an explanation for it in the instructions we got from Jessica's history enthusiast. So essentially it's a survey marker for someone who used to live here. Very interesting. And now we'll take a look. There's a description of the place we just came out of, and I'll get a video of that. So this is the location number 2 that we reached, and it shows a little diagram of what it was and what it was supposed to do. Hopefully the camera can focus on it, and the writing, it's hard to even make it out. I'll take a read at it, see if I can figure it out. Very interesting there, and at least some of it has survived. Okay, we took a look at the map, and looks like our next location is quite a ways away from here. It's an ammunition cave, and I have been there before, so I should know how to get there, or still remember how to get there. I've went to it a few times. We just have to climb all the way back out of here, which is going to be quite a challenge, I guess. As we were climbing the hill to get out of here and to get back to the road, I came across this opening. You can see how it looks in relation to Jessica. Pretty small opening window. There is poo of some sort of animal over here, and then it's hard to make out in there, but it looks like it's flooded, and there's some kind of passageway, but it is very small now, so you'd have to crawl around in there. But since there is water and mud, or I guess not mud, it's frozen, but water is coming from somewhere. And we checked the map that we were given. This structure doesn't even appear to be on it, so maybe Jessica can tell her client about it, and he can investigate and let us know what this is later. And we still have quite a bit of a way to climb out of here. According to the map, this was about a 35-meter climb, or like elevation drop, from the top where that road was all the way down to where we were at the surface of the water. So we'll keep climbing. Hopefully the camera can capture just how steep the climb that we had to do. Jessica is still struggling to do it, but she'll make it. And now this should be an easier part of the journey for a little bit. We'll follow this road, and then we'll have to do some more climbing to get to their last objective, the cave. Okay, so we're heading towards the cave, which I think is our final destination, and the path thus far has been very wide and easy to do. Oh, here it is. For some reason I remember this being a lot more difficult. Maybe I took a different path, but oh yes, so I climbed that path as well. I took that way because you can enter the cave through here.
Look inside the cave!
I am looking.
Oh my god!
You can enter the cave through here, but climb out from somewhere back there, and then you can return via this path.
The ice in there!
And I've never been here in the winter, and it was always muddy and very wet, so now it's just ice, which is kind of cool.
Does it pick up the ice on the floor? Like the structures? Wow. That's so cool.
Okay, it's slippery here and very dark. Okay, I'll try not to slip on the ice here. I don't think the camera is picking anything up, but...
Let me get my light out.
The light's coming, and you can see it's all ice here, so coming here in a different time of the year, you essentially need rubber boots. Okay, so it continues through there. Once you shine the light into there, and then you can actually, the opening that way is big enough to climb out, and there's various rooms here which without the light, the flashlight. I don't think the camera will pick any of this up. It's hard to, but it's...
Bring the camera close.
Unfortunately, a lot of graffiti, but that's just how it goes everywhere these days. Okay, so we did make it through that watery obstacle, and now we're in a bigger opening room with the view out, and ice frozen over, and again a nice view of the entrance to the harbor, and you can make out the lighthouse in the distance. And there's one more room in here, I believe. So I've climbed out of this window before and taken this path.
So there is a
And one more room over that way, which I'm not sure if we can make it or not. We will give it a try though. But I think that might be it. Maybe it'll be easier to climb out of the window and go around.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll climb out of the window and go around, even though it's all iced over. So we're walking around the cave just because it's very flooded and too dark to see where we're stepping. So here's one of the openings that goes in there. And I think to get to the other one, we'd have to climb this down there, but it's covered in ice, so I don't think we'll be going there. So I'll zoom in on the ice, so I don't think we'll be able to traverse that. So that's probably it. Okay, made it back to the car. It was a pretty easy walk back. So now, that's it. Going home. This was fun. I enjoyed seeing some new places I've never even knew existed. And even though I've been to the site many times before, always finding something new.